actually be on the right account now. Let me check. Yep, right account. Okay. Oh, I should also make sure that this audio is gonna be on the VOD as well, for today at least. Okay, it is. Yeah, it's on the right audio track. So, time to do the Strat explanation. I don't know how much of this is actually gonna have stuff like that needs to be explained necessarily, but stuff that does need to be explained, I'll like do my best. Okay. So this is something that very much needs explanation. Okay, so these totems are like the worst enemy type in the game, and it's not even close. These are like so frustrating to deal with. Hi, Blocky. So my method for dealing with them is I walk myself into the corner, and then I just kind of spam it with the pellets. And then when it actually shoots, I walk myself out of the corner, and then I shoot it with more pellets. I'm pretty sure if you don't kill it before it shoots the second time, you just walk back to the corner, and then you just kind of like repeat that over and over again. The same strategy applies to the third totem, but the second totem there's a visual cue for it. Here I'm just so that I don't have to deal with it. Pretty standard stuff. Here I'm trying to despawn the minecart enemy. That's my goal there, and I do the same thing here. Because these enemies are like moving back and forth, if they move off the screen, which, like normally when you move an enemy off the screen, it'll reappear when you like re-enter the part of the screen that it's on. But when an enemy like naturally moves off screen through its like natural movement cycle, like the minecart enemies, they just are completely gone, so you don't even have to kill them. You can just despawn them by taking advantage of that. Oh, I need to give you. Yeah, new overlay, I made this a while ago. I just thought it would be weird to have like a Celeste-themed overlay when I'm like not really streaming Celeste. There's... The visual cue is like being in the center of these two blocks here. That's where you want to be so that you can basically have a safe space against that totem. And then here you just do the same thing you did against the first totem. Walk yourself into the corner. What was the last time you played Celeste? Actually, not that long ago, but I haven't streamed it in like multiple years. I can like, it's a game that I usually only play for like 30-minute sessions every couple months now. Not every couple months, maybe like every 2 months. The rest of this is pretty self-explanatory, just kind of take care of the pangs and then you're good. Stone Fight I thought was going to be pretty hard going in, but it's not that bad. It's not really that bad. But you want to like walk in immediately, because if you walk in and he does a dash punch right at the start, that deals with it. And you can also react to any situation that wouldn't be good to just run in on. Basically, it's always a good thing, and there's like no more risk to it. Dash punch, you want to be in the corner if possible. Like, being in the corner on this fight is very good, because from most ranges, dash punch cannot hit you if you're standing in the corner. It's only really a problem if you're super close by, or if you're in the very specific range of the screen where it's not going to rebound, and it's just going to naturally land in the corner. Boxes, you want to stay in the center. You want to stay in the center for boxes. Oh, and also, every time he does this jump, and then he always does boxes. Like, those two attacks come as, like, a package deal. It's not like he's just, like, jumping as a separate RNG check, and then he's doing boxes out of a separate RNG check. These are both part of the same action. Also, very important thing to mention that I haven't gotten to mention yet. Every boss in this game works on the rule that it can't do the same attack more than twice in a row. Every single boss in this game that has RNG works on that principle. So you can just kind of use that to, like, influence your decision-making and everything. Gemini is kind of self-explanatory. I just take care of those enemies there because, like, I don't know, I feel like it. It's probably not ideal, but whatever. This way you can just stand on this platform and spam pellets at it without putting yourself into danger at all. Icicle section is just kind of standard platforming, but, like, be patient, and most, like, the only one that's really scary is this one, because the cycles aren't always, like, lined up. You could go up top here and kill that firefly if you want, but dodging the shots that it drops isn't too bad. This one, you want to kill 2 pengs, and you want to kill 2 of the penguins, and then transfer to shooting the penguin dispenser. Hold on. 1, 2, shoot the dispenser. 1, 2, shoot the dispenser. 1, 2, shoot the dispenser. That's how you want to take care of that enemy type. Keep your distance against the tadpoles. You don't really have to shoot that many of them, honestly. You only shoot those 3, and then just, like, go through the gap in the center. You don't have to shoot any of the tadpoles, you can just make that jump. You can shoot the top 2 if you want, and still get the height to get out of the water, but it's not strictly necessary. Kill that one, but, like, keep your distance so that you know. And then kill that weapon archive, and now it's on Gemini. Gemini is a weird fight because the hardest attack is just kind of a you get a feel for it thing. Yeah, this is the hardest attack, spread walk. Honestly, it became not that much of a big deal by the end of it. You want to, like, jump. So the thing is, he shoots when you jump. That's what prompts him to shoot. So you want to jump at a point where you're not going to be, like... You want to, like, jump at, like, a midway point where you're not going to have to deal with him or the shots. I think, like... Let me see if I can, like, get, like, a good, like, estimate of when you want to jump. I'll, like, go frame by frame. Like, roughly this level of distance is generally pretty good. But it's kind of a fight where you, like, have... By the end of the grind, you're gonna have a sense for, is this hack harder than every main game? With weapons, no. But Buster only, this could be harder than Mega Man 3? This could be harder to no-hit than Mega Man 3 with weapons. Like, Buster onlying this. Casually, it's, like, not harder than all the vanilla games just because, the weapon power level is insanely high in this game. But Buster only, these fights are a lot more intricate than, like, almost any fight in any vanilla game. Here, the fish run away. Look. Is he gonna do the, what's it? Okay, yeah, this attack, you want to, like, stay close-ish to the corner, jump out of the corner, and then run back to the corner. He always does this kind of a... Like, the jump... The actions he takes as a clone are always consistent, and you can't shoot the clone. So it's basically just like a positioning thing you want to take advantage of. And, like, being closer to the corner, it makes it... I find that it makes it easier to consistently time the jump for spread block, and also it lets you get more shots off. This is a stage where I actually have strats to the stage itself. Okay, for this enemy, I stand here when it does its first shot, and then I just, like, walk to, that area of the screen. and then play the rest of the screen like normal. So I just get on the top of the ladder and like try to get to the top of the ladder, climb down before the last shot comes out, and then I just kill the cursor while I'm on the ladder. Walk to us, shut up. We cannot be doing Hawk to a jokes in 2026. Oh yeah, you can just like jump to that platform, it doesn't really like matter much. It's chill. You can despawn this spine, but it's not strictly necessary. It's not too hard to jump over. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how the spines work in this game. They're like really wonky compared to every other like spine enemy type I've seen. Sometimes they work like normal, sometimes they don't. This section is pretty self-explanatory. I messed up my clean movement here, so I just look like a complete goofus. And then this is pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, just kill that while you're actually standing on the platform. And then grab the tornado fight. Tornado fight is a bit wonky. Ideally, you want to be able to like force him to the corner as much as possible, because that gives you as much room as possible to dodge all of its attacks. And this attack right here, Dive Bomb, used to make that really difficult. But I found out that you can like... Basically, this attack homes in on you. So what you want to do is a little bit before he actually, starts doing the homing motion, you want to walk forward a bit and then walk backwards so that he's homing in on a location that is closer to the corner. Like this. And now all of his other attacks are much more, reasonable to dodge. This attack, you want to shoot the like, floor gyro so that it stops moving as quickly. It takes 6 shots to actually get it to completely stop. But you don't necessarily need to do all 6 because of how short it's on the screen for. Then there's the tornado fight. Blade is fairly chill, but it's kind of like overly long, so it gets a bit annoying. This like cannon shot right here. Did I skip past it? I hit. Alright. Right as hell. This cannon enemy, if you're not careful, it can fire off another cannonball before you get it to despawn. So you just gotta like be cognizant of that and be ready to shoot it if it doesn't despawn before the second ball comes out. And for those enemies in general, you want to shoot like close to the source of the cannon, like close to the mouth, basically, because that allows you to destroy the cannonball easier when it comes out. These mini bosses are pretty simple. These first 2 just have a safe spot. Oh, I forgot that the third one is later. More self-explanatory stuff. This room is a bit scary, but you kind of just gotta, like, take it. You kind of just gotta... These all come out at, like, the same time every time, so you don't want to, like, jump carelessly, and you want to give yourself the room to be able to deal. I don't know if when they stop spawning it's position-based, or, like, there's only a set number of spawns, but I find that, like, walking towards the area where the pistachio-looking enemy comes in, and then walking back is a good way to, like, get them to stop spawning, and then when you've killed all of them, kill the pistachio-looking enemy. Cannon. Another mini-boss. This one you just wanna get on the left platform and then repeatedly, like, jump on and off. And, like, shoot a volley of 3 shots. because you're never going to be at the right height for the laser beam to hit you, and you're going to be able to safely get shots off that entire time. But this is just kind of precise. I don't really have a strat for it. It's just way tighter movement than like the rest of the game asks of you, honestly. This room doesn't really need strats. It's just pretty simple dealing with enemies besides the movement thing. And then this one, if you just are on that ladder, it's impossible for that ball to hit you, so just shoot from there. Blade fight is, like, difficult to explain. It's another fight where you just kind of get a feel for things. This attack, stay still, and then the second the blades start, the second you're able to walk again, hold, like, hard forward. I don't know exactly how his, like, jumps work, but what I do know is that if you hold forward the second after the blades stop raining, he will jump to roughly where you were standing when the blades came. And it gives you a lot more, like, room to play with. It lets you control the pace of the fight really easily. Spread is pretty self-explanatory, just, like, you want to keep a far enough distance away from him that you can react to that attack. And then this attack, hold on, how would I explain Triple Blade? Like, how would I explain this attack? I know what I do, I just can't, like, put it into words. Okay, so you want to walk backwards when he's, like, jumping, draw, like, not as a part, like, not as an attachment to ring. I should have mentioned that earlier. When he does, like, the blade raid attack, he always does the jump right after it. They, like, come as a package deal. They're part of the same attack, basically. You want to walk backwards for a bit, and then right before he's actually going to, shoot out the triple blades, like, right when he starts, ideally right when he starts doing the, like, the start of the, triple blade throwing motion, you want to walk forward again. Like, this essentially, like, jukes out the triple blades. That's the best way I know how to explain it. And then the rest of the fight is just kind of doing that repeatedly. It's a very spacing heavy fight. Plug is, most of Plug doesn't really require much planning. Actually, that's for sure. I don't even think it's picking up on my mic that much. No expression is actually, like, getting rid of it somehow. Or at least when I'm not talking. Probably, like, nations. Okay. This room. Or this, I don't even know what his name is, I just call it, like, a Mega Man 6 Big Eye, because that's basically what it is. You just kind of want to, like, run straight at it, and then run straight at it, but, like, aim for, the very left of this platform. It's not super precise, but just, like, basically that just allows you to like, bait out him, like, rising, essentially. And then the rest of it is not that much explanation required, besides just explaining what the gimmick is. Yeah, this is the gimmick of the stage. It's not super impactful, it's just that, like, you can't move while walking. You, like walk completely in place, so you have to, like, spam jumps to dodge everything, but this is not a difficult stage at all, so it barely even matters. this is probably the easiest stage in the game, honestly. But the boss fight is a bit... It's a very hard, easy fight, is how I would put it. I would describe Plug as a hard, easy fight. Like, it's very easy to get to, like, a baseline on it, but taking it from, like, 80% consistency to 90% consistency is really difficult because there's so many, like, weird scenarios you have to account for that don't show up that often. They show up often enough to kill runs, sometimes. I get one of those situations in the refight, so I'll explain that when we get there, but besides that, it's a kind of, self-explanatory fight. I'll just skip through the rest of the stage. I don't think there's anything that speaks through. So every time he does a jump without throwing anything, it's part of him doing this attack where he goes to the wall and you have to deal with the shots from both sides. The telegraph here is if he has his plug arm low, he's gonna shoot you like at a level where you have to jump over it, and if he throws it up high, you have to stand there, basically. But besides that, it's a pretty self-explanatory fight, at least at first. So that's a high and then a low. I actually like said high-low out loud to myself when I was going for this, just so that I could remember what it was. Start of Snake is not too complicated, at least. Take care of that big guy by just shooting it. Back to this wins. A lot of early Snake is kind of just self-explanatory, just like shooting the as well, far enough away. You don't have to put yourself in danger. This med is a bit scary. I probably should be trying to shoot it from this one, but I just find it easier to get it to actuate here. I just kind of rely on the fact that I'm like, I just kind of trust myself to like be able to actuate that met without getting hit. Flex section. Or you can just do like a full jump when you land on the platforms, and then get the timing correct. These drills are a bit scary, but slightly before they spawn, like a couple, like maybe like half a second to a second into them being off screen, they like use your they use your Y position from like a half second or so after you leave the screen, after they leave the screen, in order to determine where they go. So you can use that to bait them out, essentially. Really comes in handy during like later stream. And now for the acid rain screen. I guess calling this no damage is clickbait because of this, but I don't care. I just want it to be there so that like people can actually look for the video. This one you just want to shoot through the wall, essentially. Climb up. Here, these always shoot bananas on the third jump. So ideally you want them to not jump when you like come down. I don't know what triggers them to jump. Like the first time, sometimes they don't jump initially, sometimes they do. But like when the third jump comes, you want to be prepared to jump over the banana, because you're always going to have to jump over that banana on the third jump from the monkey. This blue net, you want to like spam shots it and then climb down to avoid getting shot by it, ideally. And then another drill section. You could use the same baiting tactic here if you want, and I do use it a couple times, but sometimes I just mess the timing up and you just have to jump over it. It's not extremely bad to jump over, but it is still like a dieable thing. I don't know the specifics on how to time it. Just like jump over a moving set of spikes, basically. And then the Snake Man fight. Snake Man, you kind of just want to be like spamming shots a lot of the time. Snake Summon, you want to, if there's a shot that's coming above, that's like arcing upwards in any way, you want to stand under it. But otherwise, you just want to, like, you want to get to the corner, you want to, so Snake Summon, you want to get to the corner because you can't, like, I find that damaging the snake doesn't really help much. What you want to do is get in the corner so that Snake Man's shots don't matter. Basically can't hit you when you're in the corner, so you only have to deal with the shots from the snake itself. So, if there's any of them that like come upwards in any way, you don't want to jump over them, otherwise... Like, usually the second shot is the one that's coming upwards. And then for Shed, if he's starting it from like roughly the full screen away, he's going to end like he's gonna end roughly there if he's not doing it from the full screen away. Or if he is doing it from the full screen away, he's gonna end roughly there. Any other like location he's going to end basically in the corner. So what you want to do is, if he does it from basically full screen, you want to jump. You want to like walk out of the corner and jump earlier than you do normally if he's doing it from full screen, like that. And then I'll wait for like a normal distance spread pop to like give you like a barrel reference. That one's roughly full screen too. Or, not really. It's kind of a, like I say, it's a kind of a thing you get a feel for when you have to, do it late when you don't. But that's what it normally looks like when you stop structing. You can actually tell. I think it's just that, like, most of the positions you can do it from, he ends there, but there's, like, some very specific positions that it ends right before the corner. Also, you want to spam shot to him as much as you can. Just as per usual. Flame is a maze, but it's a pretty simple maze, all things considered. This is the route I take to the maze. Go right here, kill the cannon, do like a head hitter jump here to pick it up. This room. This room I try to like bait the spaceship. I try to bait the spaceship, Joe. Its movement is like determined. It like homes in on you, so you can bait it by being in a specific position right before it's about to attack, or about to move rather, and you can just delete the shots by shooting. I used to try to just shotgun it, but shotgunning it that well. This one I take very cautiously. I try to shoot it at like 4 separate times. I try to shoot it here, I try to shoot all 3 of them here, I try to shoot all 3 of them here, and I try to shoot all 3 of them here. After that 4th time is when I actually let myself like pass. This room kind of went horribly this run. I just kind of like flip all over the place basically. Mostly this enemy. You want to stay on that conveyor while you're trying to kill this enemy. Because otherwise you're going to slip off, and then when you slip off, you're going to, you're going to respawn it. And ideally you want to kill before the second ice slasher hits. You can jump through this, but it's a lot more trouble than it's worth, so I just, like, opt to run back down. Not doing it. And then I just failed this platforming. I apply a similar tactic here, where I just like inch forward on these on these razor blade enemies. And then second part of the maze. Go down. Jump. What I try to do is I try to kill this cannonball, but here I think I just slightly mistimed it. I think I was like a frame off of getting hit by that. That's insanity. That is insanity. How am I not? How did this run survive this? My leg is just entirely in it. Are we serious, man? Are we serious? The run should have been dead to that, in all honesty. It probably should have been dead to other stuff as well. That's just the most, like, glaring. Yeah, you gotta climb down to, like, climb up the same ladder. And then grab the end of the maze. Just hug the wall here before the cannonball shoots everything out, and then you're fine. And it's the flame fight. Flame fight is very nuanced. There's a lot of like moving parts to this fight. Flame pillars block your shots, so you can only really get one off, or you can try and like spam right before it ends. Because you're close to the corner anyway, so like digging doesn't like make shot limit that much worse. Pink he heals, but ideally you wanna shoot him as much as possible when he's pink. Because when he's pink, he restores health. And then for green, you want to do this kind of movement. And then you want to get as close to the corner as possible here. Like, you want to touch the corner and then run back. Now, why does that matter? That matters because, and he doesn't do it this fight, I don't think. That matters because if he turns pink, like, having him be at a consistent point on the screen is a lot better for pink, because it means you can dodge it in similar ways. If he does it from Flame Pillar, he's always doing it from the same position, which isn't the exact same position as doing it from the corner, but doing it from the corner gives you a consistent position. Like, baiting him to be basically directing his corner gives you a better position for pink. Makes it easier to dodge. Most of my hits on this fight were to messing up, like not being as close to the corner as I should have been on green, and then on pink, and then I mess up green because of the positioning being wonky. I don't know how to deal with it. Fight is kind of a word attrition, is the thing. Start of the stage, you wanna like be patient because these enemies are pretty annoying. And then this right here, you want to despawn the spine. Dealing with the PPs and the spine at the same time is extremely annoying and difficult. You want to do the thing that you did with the minecarts on stone, where you just like get it to move off camera and then it's just gone forever. And then play the rest of this just safely, waiting for the PPs to drop eggs. So that before you deal with mine. And then I think they stop despawning when you're like in the same, when you're like at the end of the screen. So you can just kind of deal with the spine if you need to. Shoot the gear and then shoot the monkey like as quickly as possible. So you can deal more damage to the gear. And then the rest of the stage is just kind of fairly basic movement. I don't think there's much of anything to explain. Yeah, not really. Besides trying to kill that point con as quickly as possible. Which is, you can kind of figure it out by looking at it. Ring fight. Ring fight was like the first no-hit I did in this game, like years before I actually tried to do the full game. Really fun fight, honestly. This is just a self-explanatory attack. The ring, when he throws it out, it'll like move 2 extra positions. So go to the corner like voluntarily, and then wait for the second position, and then just jump over it. Like you can kind of, because you're not doing it preemptively, it's not gonna like mess with you. It's always gonna be in a pretty close to the same Y position, but it's always a Y position that's that you can jump over if you time it right. Turning pink here doesn't mean anything, okay. What you want to do here is you want to get close to the ring, and then you want to like... If you've ever played Touhou, it's basically just like streaming in Touhou, where you just repeatedly tap an arrow key to move aim shots, like, gradually. And then by the end, you want to be touching the wall. And why do you want to do that? Because if he does this and you, like, try to, like, manually, like, go inwards, you just get completely walled because he's just, like, you're in the corner and there's not enough room to dodge them. So you want to stream outwards so that you give yourself as much room as possible if he does this attack again. Otherwise, just get it. Him doing wormhole twice is just a complete checkmate. And then the rest of the fight is just doing that over and over again. There, I think I took the bit early. That's pretty good timing, that last one that I just did. That's roughly when you want to be timing it. When do you want to, like, try to touch the wall? Okay, try to start, like, flat out running towards the wall when he has the force shot out. Hit the wall, and then let him actually, like, let him just get stuck there, basically. You could probably do it on the 3rd, honestly. Yeah, I started doing it on the 3rd there. Somewhere between the 3rd and the 4th is when you want to start doing it. And now it's Wiley's time. This first screen is a little hectic. I don't think I ever fully developed strats for it. I think I just kind of improv it. To some extent, anyway. Don't shoot the missiles. Shooting the missiles just makes them respawn. Just wait them out. Oh, also, I forgot to explain the thing here. So what I try to do is I try to like move through this scene, this room cleanly. Because if you do that, you can just completely avoid having to deal with the monkey in any meaningful way. You just like hug the wall and you're fine. Because the banana is a non-issue. But if you mess up this movement and the banana becomes an issue, you could just stand in this little like enclosed area and just spam shots at him from there. Kill him safely. I just do this because it's faster and cooler and more fun. Self-explanatory. These guys. This one you want to get him to be standing on that platform. And then when he's, get it to be standing on this platform, hug this wall after you kill those razor blade enemies again. And then when he's, moving to land again, you can just move fast enough that you don't have to deal with him. Basically. You can probably explain that better. 3rd. Oh, it's like, okay, he's moving up now, so, like, as quickly as possible, you get on the platform and start moving. More self-explanatory movement. I still don't know what, like, triggers the, like, sometimes, these monkeys can, like, activate before you're, like, fully ready to deal with them. So if that happens, they, like, right before the 3rd jump, go down the ladder so that you don't get hit by the banana. But if this happens, you can just, like, spam shots and you're fine. And then nothing failable, and then... Rounder fight used to be hard, but it's not much anymore. Okay, so the first thing you want to do with Rounder is every single time the Rounder, it's about to attack, you want to go to the bottom plat. You want to go to the floor. That makes it just like, that makes your life easier for fire and for bubbles, and on thunder, on electricity, you can just go up the platform pretty quickly. Like this, if you see the fire, not the fire, if you see the electricity telegraph, you could just get back onto the platform in time. You're fine. And then if it does fire, you want to walk to the area that the rounder on the bottom is not covering up. And then you want to get onto the platform before they spawn again. And then that's just the entire fight. I'm not sure if this works for every fire pattern, because the fire pattern you get is random, but the ones it doesn't work for, you can back up very easily. Or the ones where where I don't have to go for it, just like climb it from the other side. and it's not that big of a deal to like dodge them in the center. I should probably explain what I do for bubbles more specifically. Okay. So stand here roughly, or stand like roughly that close to the center, regardless of what side of the screen you're on. Like stand roughly here if it's if the bottom one is on the left. Like if the bottom one is on the right, stand roughly here. If the bottom one is on the left, like mirror it, basically. Wait until like roughly here or so to do the jump over it, because that allows those bubbles to home in like over your head and they're not a problem anymore. And then just jump over the third set like normal. Also, I don't know if there's a way to tell which one is going to be the one that actually can take damage, because only one of these can take damage. But when it starts, it is always the one on the left. No, the one on the right. The one on the right is always the one that's the first one to be able to take damage. You can like figure it out early if you damage it at the right time. If you damage it at the right time, its iframe animation will still be going, but it spawns again. So that could like save a bit of guesswork. That's not always a viable thing. That's not always a viable hit to be able to get. When you can get it, try to go for it. It's easiest to do on bubbles by like a wide margin, because that's the easiest attack to spam shots on. Finally, too. This or plug is the easiest stage of the game. I think there's only like one or two things I actually have to outright explain. Everything else is you can kind of just pick it up by watching. Why am I so tired? It's like 3 p.m. This one, you get as much damage as possible on the gear, and then shoot the monkey when it comes down. And then this cursor, it's actually possible to kill in like one jump behind this wall, which is like the safest way to deal with it. But otherwise, you can just like move around the shots. This mini boss, you wanna... I have to like go frame by frame for this. It's not a tight thing, but like here you want to you want to do a full jump roughly here, or like close-ish to a full jump. Just like hard hold right the entire time. And then when you're close-ish to the apex of your jump, you want to just spam shots so that you can deal with the first shot from it. Because the first shot is the hardest one to deal with. You want to do it preemptively. You don't want to, like, react to them coming out. There is probably a safer way of doing it. This is just what I found, and I didn't want to learn anything that looked lamer. And then after that, you want to just land on that platform. And start standing on that top platform and just spam shots. And then this acid rain section is not too bad. Like this asteroid section is just kind of walking simulator, basically. You can kill that Pointon if you want, but it doesn't matter that much. Kill the shrimp, but and then you're at purple level. Now I actually have to explain purple level. Okay, so purple level, the way this fight works is that the way that the eye leaves the screen determines the attack pattern you get when it returns to the screen after the demo pattern concludes. The devil pattern is very easy. It's like one of the easiest devil patterns I've played. If it goes down, you want to be like roughly in the center of the screen. Try and shoot it while it's going down, just for extra damage. And then not back up actually. Like, it always goes in this arc, so you can like adjust however you need. Up, you just hug the wall when the devil pattern is over. If you couldn't hug the wall, it would be difficult, but the wall is just a safe spot. Don't try to shoot it or anything, it's not worth it. And then when it just goes back, you can just... The way to dodge it is just you don't jump. You just stay on the ground. Back again. I want to see if... Is there another example of me getting a down in this pattern? In this fight? Nope, that's an up. Down. So let me see if this is a better way of like showing off how to dodge down. Yeah, you can just do like a neutral jump. Just but first you want to be like roughly in the center and then just jump over the second one at some point while it's low on the arc. Doesn't matter exactly where, just like some point. I'm making it sound way harder than it is. This is like the easiest fight of the game, probably. Wily 3 is not too much to write home about, really. Block under this big eye, it's not worth it to kill it. Deal with this weapons archive. Oh, I hit the numpad key. Stay on this ladder until this hedgehog has rolled twice, and then just like spam at the shots. If you don't kill it before it goes into the ball again, you just go on the ladder and stall it out, and then kill it when it's back out of the ball. Stay on this platform until the hedgehog shoots twice. That platform is a safe spot. And then this is just kind of writing home about. I can just skip it. Yeah, this one just spam shots at it. You don't really need to do much of anything else. The pegs aren't really much of an issue because they're constantly despawning because of the way the screen scroll works. This one just like stay on the same level as the hedgehog and shoot at it. And then it's just kind of weighted out. And then Porygon fight. Porygon fight is not super hard, but it's like execution heavy compared to the other fights, or it's pure execution heavy. It's always going to be like the same attack in the same way every time, even though the order of attacks is going to change. Okay, so here's the thing. The way this fight works is that the Japanese text boxes here are the telegraphs for the attacks. This is a flamethrower, and for flamethrower you just run to the corner of the arena. This, with the 10 at the front, is Thunderbolts. For Thunderbolt you want to stand left of the center of the screen, jump over it here, and then jump over it the second time while it's in the corner, and then jump back to slightly left of the jump back to being slightly left of center. jump right, left, right. And then Ice Beam, you just have to jump over one projectile. And then let's just do that over again. There's no like variance. And now you get phase 2. Mega Drain, you want every single one of these that you don't shoot gives him back health when it gets to him. So you want to shoot as many of them as possible. You can shoot the top 2 you can shoot the top 3 actually very consistently and safely. And then shoot as many as you can that are like coming to him. Not that bad to get all 6 actually. Ancient Power is annoying because it's just like a flat out tight attack. Stand slightly left of the center, like very slightly left. And then press jump and then delay a bit and press left. Jump. And then when you're about to pass the vertical like elevation of the rock, hold left. For like a bit before that so you can actually like clear it safely. Oh, and also you have to dodge the like you can't delay it too much because otherwise you're gonna get smacked by the 2 rocks in the center. So you just have to find a middle ground for it, and there's not really a way to strat that out. It's just kind of just you hit it or you don't. And then Seismic Toss, just get out of the center of the screen, and then jump after it's finished homing on you. And then just rinse repeat. That's what it looks like when you get all 6 Mega Drain shots. You kind of just want to spam shots here, honestly. Because that lets you get damage on him, and it also lets you, not the enemies, the negatives. And that's going on. Finally, 4 is not too scary at the stage, but it has the second hardest fight of the game. The hardest one-phase fight of the game at that. Okay, here you want to just spam the, minecart with shots. Like at the top of the ladder, don't go any further. And then just like climb down the ladder and try to get to safety in the little like crevice beneath. Like try to get down here. This one, if you're shooting fast enough, you can just like get rid of the eye doubles and like mini doubles or whatever they're called before they finish going down. But if you don't, you just have to wait it out. It's slower. It doesn't matter. I just like going for it. This one, shoot both of them while you're on the top platform, but start walking to leave the top platform before you get rid of that second bullet at all. And then don't even deal with the one on the right. Just focus the one on the left. Drop down, keep shooting like roughly at the thing that lets it. Keep shooting roughly at the actual cannon, like the part that's gonna get rid of the ball. Then you can deal with it before it starts going too fast, and then just kill the cannon. Here, do the same thing you did earlier of just like jamming shots. But I don't know what causes it exactly. I think it's like your shots not being like. I think it's like your shots being too delayed. But like sometimes this can just. You see how the first time you get shot. You see how the first time you shoot it, it shoots out a bit of debris, and then it shoots out all 4 bits of debris? Sometimes you can just get it to shoot out 2 initial bits of debris on different shots. So I think you just want to like time your shots, or like, you don't want to time your shots, you want to just like mash as quickly as possible, so that you don't get that to happen. And then for this enemy, drop down from the top of the ladder, and then just walk, and then drop from the ladder. You don't have to deal with that net at all. Or pretty generic platforming. This part is, walk into that wall until the coast is clear on that set of shots from Pistachio. And then start hugging this wall. And then once the coast is clear there, you can just keep walking. For drills, you know how to bait these. Staying here is pretty good because it lets you like do so much against them. And then here, you can just stand there before you get to the ladder, and then the ladder is in like the area that doesn't hit it doesn't hit you, so you're fine. And now we have fight. We have the base fight. Like I said, it's like the hardest fight in the game. With this attack, you always want to be like as far away from it as possible. Like any situation where he could be doing that attack, like preemptively move away. This is probably his hardest attack because there's like wind pushing you towards him, so it's a bit tight to actually dodge everything. That was actually a really hard pattern for this attack. And also, whether or not they're bouncing or whether or not they're coming straight is random. Then we have teleports. Teleports, you want him to be like roughly here on the second teleports. Walk towards the corner on the third, and then like walk away far enough that you can just like jump over him before the fourth. But you want to still land on the ground. You still want to land on the ground here. Okay. Teleports here. Jump before the hitbox like starts existing. But you also want to time the jumps that, like, if you do the jump too late, he's gonna be like you're gonna be on a different tile than just like straight in just on the ground. You're gonna be at like a higher tile, so it becomes harder to dodge the like the dash punch afterwards. But if you time it like that, dodging dash punch is very easy. Just like do this general motion. And you want him to be roughly in the center when he does the dash punch, because that makes it so that it's less guesswork with how far he's gonna rebound. And also it's less annoying if he just decides to do the attack that you wanted to keep your distance from. Like, you can kind of move preemptively when you see the telegraph, but ideally you want to just be getting shots in, and then already walking away from him. You already want to be walking away from him, just in case he does this attack, because dodging it when you're up close is very difficult and annoying. You just, like, walk out of its, like, effective range beforehand. And also, your shots are ding off of the shots when he does, like, the spread wave. Why are they 5? I'm probably not going to explain much, because it's just refights, and I already explained the fights. There's one fight where I got, like, there's 2 fights where I got particular scenarios that I want to explain. And also, I want to explain this strat. Okay, so... kill the enemy. You hug the wall here. Then you just walk straight towards the wall. You walk straight towards this wall. And then once you're actually like landed on the platform, just walk forward and jump over the spine. This is the most consistent way I found of dealing with the spine. Tornado, there's like one situation here that I got that I want to explain. And it's when he does dive bomb twice in a row. Oh, also that's cool. So there, you do the bait. Here, you kind of just improv it. But The strat that I do for Tornado makes it so that really bad double dive bombs are way less common, and just improving it allows you to get like a fine double dive bomb. Like, you don't even have to do the bait necessarily. You can, and it would probably be like safer, but you're totally fine being like this screen distance away. Or at least I know that I'm fine being this screen distance away. Because before I found the strat, I was doing a way worse strat that led to situations like that way more often on dive bomb. And then the rest of the fight is just business as usual. I don't have to explain this transition room. I don't have to do any explaining on Snake further. Because these are all the same arena as well. Like, they all have the same arena properties. It's not like other fan games or hacks or vanilla games even where the boss arena is just different. I do want to explain a couple more transition rooms, though. Oh, I almost got hit there. I thought... I misread this telegraph. I misread this telegraph as him splitting off, but no, he's just doing a second triple blade. So I just jumped in anticipation of that, and I somehow didn't get hit. Here... Get all the floor glue. Shoot a shot to activate the barrel enemy, like, preemptively. Like, shoot it while you're falling. Get back on the platform and then spam shots. And then just do normal movement to dodge that one. And then Plug is the other boss fight that had a weird situation that I want to explain. Here? Oh, I forgot to mention something. I forgot to mention something about Plug. When the shots are going off, how much you're shooting him affects how much the game is lagging. So if it ever feels like, oh, there's like a weird amount of variance on this fight, I don't know why the timing is for the elect beams are like so variable. It's because you're getting different amounts of lag. So you have to account for the lag difference there, because this game has very bad lag optimization. So sometimes it's better to just not shoot so that you know how much lag you're gonna get, and you can like consistently dodge. That's mostly only applicable when you're in the corner. Like, do I do that here? Yeah, I don't shoot him that much while he's in the corner so that I like don't get weird lag. And also, when you're in the corner, if he does the plug ball attack, like, to prepare for it, even if he doesn't do it, hug this wall, and then just hold hard right. It's gonna look really scary, but you're gonna be fine. Just, like, hold hard right and then jump over that plug ball. Just prepare to do that. And another, there it is. This is like the last transition. No, I want to explain the other one. Here you want to bait out this, you want to bait out the spines. This is roughly what you want. You want the, like, bait out the spines by jumping so that it speeds it up. You want the cycles to line up roughly like this. This is what I look for when I'm doing this. I try to line up those cycles like that. Ring is same as last time. Walk forward. Actually, is this one self-explanatory? I think it might be. It's just kind of go faster out the screen. Because going fast prevents you from having to, like, deal with the spaceship so much, besides shooting to delete the bullet. And now we have the Tossie fight. This fight is pattern based. If you do the same movements, it'll always like go the same way, roughly. Okay. Shoot Heat Man, roughly there. Everybody's just gonna jump to the end of the screen, so there. This is probably the hardest attack of Posse. Or like, it's hard because of the strat that I do for the next attack that kind of necessitates that I do this way. So basically, I just kind of get I tried doing different ways of delaying it so that I could always jump over the leaf shield, but none of them really worked, so I just kind of time it raw. Now you may be wondering, why are you trying to like do this right up in his face? Well, that's because of this strat that Roka found it actually. I stand here, and then I jump over Bubble Man, so that I don't have to deal with the shots coming over him. I just have to jump over him initially. The timing is a bit tight. I think I try to time it like roughly when he's spawning in. That's like roughly when I try to push it. Like you want to press it when he's like right when he's on the ground for the first time. Quick man, just stay in the corner and then get out of the corner before he shoots off. Flash Man, he freezes you in place for a bit, and then that like impacts how Metal Man works. I found that standing like roughly in the middle of this X-shaped formation here, standing like roughly where it goes from white to black is like having that be where the center of your character is roughly the visual cue I use to actually to do this consistently. I'm pretty sure Metal Man's Metal Blades are position based to some extent. And then this is like the best way I found of dealing with them. Standing roughly there. Crash Man is not too bad. Just kind of do some like movement to get around him. Then it's just kind of do the same thing, but you're starting at the center of the screen this time. And there we go. 5-6. Part of this doesn't need explanations. Let me skip to when I actually hit this strat. This is probably the most advanced movement strat I do in the game. I don't have a visual cue for this, I just kind of do it. I think maybe you could use, like, your head not hitting this ceiling rung as, like, a visual cue or something? I don't know. But I try to drop off the ladder roughly here, hold right, and then right when I hold right until I'm walking into this wall. And then once I'm walking into the wall, I let go of right, and then I just let the wind from the owl get me onto this platform, and then the owl stops blowing wind, like right when I'm doing the jump to get onto this platform. Right there. Owl stops blowing wind, hold right again, and then... Did I say hold right for this? I meant hold left, but like... Get on the platform, hold left, and then the owl's gonna start blowing wind again, and you're fine. The other direction this time. The Yoku Block section is really scary because of one specific PP cycle that I do. There's probably a way to like deal with this cycle anyway, but what I do. I try to like not this PP, the one that's coming up. I tried to like jump in the air so that like, the PPs are always going to drop at the same time, but you can, like, control, like, your position on the screen controls when, not when they drop, it controls at, like, what height they drop, basically. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to jump preemptively here before it comes out so that, it goes over my head, but I mistimed it a lot. I think the Wily Florida end run is a better like demonstration of what I'm trying to do, but I don't feel like pulling it up. So just like, I'm trying to bait it so that it goes over my head, that I don't have to deal with it. Basically. And then this one, just like wait, and then do that Wily Machine. Wily Machine is the hardest fight of the game, by far. Phase 1 isn't too bad. Just like always be walking towards the left. Like be walking towards the left, like preemptively so that you don't get like clapped by doing like the explosion dash to the left thing. And then the rest of it is just like pretty easy to understand attacks. Phase 2 might be harder than Phase 3 for me now, honestly. I'm starting to think that this attack right here, bouncing, is the hardest attack in the game. There's so many different ways that you're going to have to approach it from different like positions on the screen that I don't even know how to explain it. I kind of developed an internally consistent set of rules. And then there's some situations that I can't explain why I do what I do. Side wave is the easiest attack. If he starts it on the left side, then just mimic my movement. Like, go almost to the corner, but not fully. Jump over him roughly here. Jump over him again. Go to the corner, and then jump over him the third time. And then if he starts it on the other side of the screen, you just mirror those movements. You don't have to adjust it. Rain, the direction of the rain, like the rain canister drops, they only go in the direction that, the rain canister drop direction is actually based on what direction Wily himself is facing. But because he's facing to the right, they're going to go down and to the right. And when he's facing left, they go down and to the left. And you want to be in the corner... You want to be in the corner that, like, doesn't let you, like, get sniped by that. Or, like, you want to be in the corner where it going down and to the right from the top of the screen. Like, the other area of the screen. It goes from top left to bottom right. Here. And you want to be in the area of the screen where that's, like, the least of a problem. So if it's going right, you want to be in the right corner, and if it's going left, you want to be in the left corner. That's not always possible, so sometimes you just have to improv, like, a weird dodge. And sometimes he just, like, turns twice, when you think he's only going to turn once, so that, like, screws with things. You don't actually want to kill him, immediately. You want to wait until he does the side wave attack, when he's going to be on either the far left or the far right of the screen. And the reason you want to do that is because the phase that you kill, like the attack he's doing on phase 2, before you kill him, lets you determine what attack he does at the start of phase 3, and where on the screen you kill him determines where he starts phase 3. Like he always starts the third phase in the same area of the screen that you killed the second phase. So with that, you can always get him to do the castle drop attacks while he's on either the far left or the far right of the screen. And because of that, I need to... And because of that, you can basically get him to only, if you get him to start the phase 3 in this area of the screen, all of his future attacks are like 100% consistent if you're good enough. Dashes is always going to, like, go in the same order, basically. Like, he's always going to go on the same diagonals if you're starting from the same point. Which you're going to be if you start from the left, from the far left and the far right. For reasons that I'll get into later. Like, walk, ideally you want to walk away on the first one so that you can walk towards one of the next two and be as close as possible. Get out of the way, and then get back in the way. Then, for dashes, he always goes up, then down into the other corner, then, like, roughly up to the center off of rebounding on that wall, then down into the corner with a slight rebound, And sometimes he does that additional, no, not sometimes, the additional up. So if you're starting from the left, it's always going to be, if you're starting from the left, it's always going to be up, down right, up right with the rebound to get to the center, down left with the slight rebound, up right, no rebound, and then sometimes like a strong rebound on the down right again. Sometimes he forgoes the final one and he just like goes back to the center immediately. And then this is the most important attack, Shield Walk. This is why you want to kill him at a specific port, on like a specific area of the screen, essentially. He could either do this attack short or he could do it long, and that if he does it short, he'll stop way sooner. If he does it long, he'll like stop almost immediately. But if you start from the left side of the screen, both the short and the long will end in the exact same position for him. So he will do the rest of the attacks of the fight in the same position if you start the fight from here specifically. And then, you can tell before he, what I want to do is wait out a bit, like when he's actually, like right before he's about to do the slide, do a full jump, delay a bit, and then do another full jump in order to dodge the shields. Then if he does it twice in a row, and then here's the short version. You still want to do that delay a bit. There's like no intermediary values, I don't think. He can only either do it short or long. So jump over, wait a tiny bit, jump again, wait a tiny bit again, and jump again. Like, if he does it short, jump over him as soon as possible, do a full jump, and then slightly delay your second full jump. And that's the reason why you want to be close to him. That's the reason why you want to be close to him as much as possible. Because if he does that while you're too far away, it's going to be too unpredictable. It's going to be it's not going to be super viable to time it right. And you're going to be in a weird screen position for the next set of attacks. Here I actually misplay a bit by backing off again. Like if he did a short shield walk here, I was probably dead, and I knew that. I knew that, and I was just willing to take the gamble here because I thought it would be safer in the short term. Even though it probably wasn't. Actually, would I have been able to dodge a short shield walk? I don't think I would have, but it would have been at least close. But he just does dashes again 2 times. And that's what it's like when he doesn't do the final dash rebound. He just like descends back to the corner. And then this is the clear. So yep, that's how I got this one. I don't have anything else planned for stream today, so I'm just gonna see who's worth rating, and then I'm gonna rate them. I think actually Parrot's still alive, so I'm just gonna rate her. And then I'll let her... I can? Sure. Does she just have like raids not enabled from like certain people? Or what? So is there like anyone else? I guess I could just end stream actually. And then just let people know that like, hey, I made the new account. So yeah, that's about it. Don't know what I'm gonna be streaming next necessarily, or like when I'm gonna be streaming next, but hopefully I'll be able to like get some montage clips and then make the first Kako